What's up, people? It's your girl Adeola. We're still on the kidnapped girls in Nigeria, and let me tell you, it's about 40 days now and we still don't know where our girls are. Every so often someone would ask me, so Adeola, what exactly is your president doing about these girls? And then I would tell them, yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, even before the US and other countries sent help, I mean, they were, nobody knows what they're doing. And then I saw this video on CBS. I could not believe it.
We go to their school and attack some soldiers and policemen.
He calls himself Saleh Abubakar and told us he's been a member of Boko Haram for 7 years.
We didn't make them to combat Islam by force, just by preaching. You understand?
But I'm saying stealing them, abducting them, and forcing them to convert to Islam, is that not the same as forcing?
As I tell you, we are not forcing anyone to accept Islam. We just plead to them.
What just happened? My God. Did she just interview a Boko Haram? One of those who kidnapped our girls? Hold on, I'll be right back. I need some fresh air. Woo. First of all, if that guy is truly a Boko Haram member, because there's also the question of how do we know that he's really a Boko Haram member, because today anybody can be Boko Haram. But if he's truly a Boko Haram member, how is it that foreign journalists can travel to Nigeria, find a Boko Haram member, interview him on camera, and our government cannot find them since 2009? Yeah, you see, there is God. Shebi, Mr. President told us that these people are faceless and that they're like ghosts. What am I even saying? I mean, it's not as if the Nigerian government doesn't know how to find Boko Haram today if they really want to. I mean, this thing is all politics, eh? And what happened to all the Nigerian media companies? Hello, when will NTA also interview Boko Haram? And that is our national television. Away. Stop it. Why are you playing that thing? Trying to embarrass NTA. Back to what we were saying with Jari. By the way, they have not changed that music. The devil is a liar. How can Oyinbo people be getting to Boko Haram before our own media? By the way, kudos to a special woman, Miss Chika Odua, for going all the way to Chibok to interview family members of these girls. One woman, she brought back pictures and articles in Adeola, my sister. You see. Now, the CBS reporter said that they conducted the interview in Abuja. I said, Jay, that means Boko Haram members can move freely in Abuja and any other state for that matter without getting caught. But CBS, come. How can you find a Boko Haram member and not hint us on how our intelligence sources can also find them? We have intelligent sources in Nigeria, right? Why can't you hint us? I forgot that in journalism, you are not supposed to give up your sources. We can't betray our sources. If not, they can start killing all the journalists and there will be nobody else to bring you any new updates. Because honestly, I've been thinking a lot about how the parents of these girls would feel, watching that interview and seeing one of those who abducted their daughters, And while we're talking of parents, do you guys know that 2 parents have already died of heart attack? Yeah. One of them, Mutai Hona, had 2 daughters among these girls that were kidnapped. And unfortunately, he couldn't find them in the video released by Boko Haram. Remember that video? Because, they asked all the parents to come and identify their daughters when that video came out. And guess what? Few days after that, he had a heart attack and that was it. He died. The sad thing is that his daughters are probably still alive out there. I mean, we don't know that Boko Haram killed any of these girls. But it's not easy being a father and not being able to rescue your daughters. Your 2 daughters for more than a month. And then another parent that died, that was Mrs. Mary Lalai. She had a daughter among these girls that were kidnapped. And guess what? She also had a heart attack. I mean, when somebody has been thinking for so long, not sleeping, not eating, just worrying about her daughter, I mean, can you expect anything less? She had a heart attack and died. That means that when her daughter is finally rescued, she no longer has a mommy to run to. She's coming home to cry. all over again. If you're a parent and you're watching this show, please and please don't ever miss an opportunity to tell your children that you love them. I know that the government has to strategize. I know they have to plan. I know that they can't just attack Boko Haram so that they won't kill these girls and use them as shield. But my question is, how long would this take? And do all the parents have to die one by one before something happens? Not only have they abducted the girls, Boko Haram continues to kill people. I mean, just this week alone, there were 2 bomb explosions in Kano. There was one in Borno where they also burnt down a whole village. And not only that, there were 2 bomb explosions in Jos this week altogether, claiming more than 200 lives. More than 200. I'm sure that you've seen the pictures. And I'm sorry that they are very graphic, but this is the reality. This is what we're facing right now in Nigeria. It used to be only in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa, but now they're killing people in Abuja, in Jos, in Kano. And if they keep going like this, those of you living outside those places, please don't get too comfortable. Have you seen how the president of Kenya has been handling terrorist attacks? I mean, there was one last Friday that killed 10 people and injured 70. And the president came out that same day to address all the citizens on what his administration is doing. He would not only visit the place, he would address the nation, taking all kinds of questions from journalists, uncensored questions. I mean, you feel a sense of the whole country fighting together. In fact, he recently called all the governors to a closed-door meeting for 5 hours discussing how to deal with this issue in Kenya. Now, the security measures have been heightened and they are not leaving anything to chance anymore. I still think that Mr. President should at least visit the parents of these girls or send them a delegate. I know that some people are saying that, what about his safety? What if they kill Mr. President? I said, if Jonathan wants to go to Chibok, security is not the issue. All he has to do is take a battalion with him. He can take like 6,000 soldiers with him or whatever. Just make sure that you don't announce to the press the day you're going. Make it a surprise, but go. What about presidents in other countries that visit, like war zones? Obama visited Iraq while the war was still going on. George Bush made 4 unannounced trips to Iraq and 2 trips to Afghanistan during his presidency. How can you be a president and not be able to go to some parts of your country? I know that this is when some viewers will start, saying that I'm being sponsored by APC because I'm saying the truth. Suddenly, I'm being sponsored by a political party. Actually, that's very funny to me because there was no APC when I started this show. So I'm not sponsored by any politician, either APC or PDP, whatever. All I'm saying is, let the president do the right thing. All these parents need right now in Chibok is just to know that the government cares about what they are going through. And we don't have to wait for all of them to die of heart attack before we would show that we care. Until they find these girls though, I will keep on talking about this issue. But I don't know anything. I beg, I'm just keeping it real. Speaking of Kenya, first of all, I think that we have a problem in Africa. It's a disease actually. It's called a misplaced priority syndrome. It is a disease all over Africa. And just imagine that in Kenya, the government wants to increase the school fees of university students, the tuition, and at the same time, you're lowering the amount of loans that they can get. How do you want them to pay for school? Help me. Does that make sense? Do you know what happens when education is too expensive and young people are not educated? Many young people turn to crime. So guess what? The students went on strike. Yes, so and not only that, they started protesting. Now, what baffles me is that the government of Kenya sent soldiers after these students. Hey, yeah! I saw the video. I could not believe it. These soldiers were chasing students as if they were chasing terrorists. You see what I'm talking about? Say you see? And isn't that barbaric? Pursuing students as if they are criminals. Aya, what a shame. Wait a minute, is that not James? I'm not seeing Jamie C. Hey! SS2B. You think I won't remember you? It's good to see you. He told us he was going to study in Kenya. I didn't know. I do well. It's good to see your face. Anyway, I'm sorry for the little distraction. Why can't those soldiers go after the terrorists that are attacking Kenya? That is what I don't understand. And when will African countries stop treating their young people like we are burdens? I have never, ever seen where students are being treated like this since I left Nigeria. We are always afraid of our lecturers, those of them that can fail us because we didn't buy their handouts. And then we are afraid of the police, we are afraid of the soldiers. And then we are dealing with increase in tuition. And this is not just peculiar to Kenya. The same thing is happening in Nigeria right now. Can you guys believe that they are increasing the tuition at Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, from 7,000 naira per semester to 50,000 naira? Hey, yeah, that is more than 7 times what the students were paying. What percentage is that increase? You don't know. Do you ever know anything? You need to go back to school. I beg, give me the calculator. Let me show you. Simple calculation. When I was in school, you can go and ask. What is the percentage that you won't minus? I know this thing cannot be right. I'll show you later. In fact, I can say it offhand, but I wanted to show you the process. That's why, but I'll show you later. But not only that, as for the incoming students, they increased their tuition from 17,000 naira to 74,000 naira. 74,000 naira. Who does that overnight? Overnight increase from 70 to 74. And that is apart from the 20,000 naira acceptance fee. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? When the minimum wage is still 18,000 naira in Nigeria, how do you expect these parents to pay the school fees of their children? What if you have more than one child in this school? You're already looking at over 100,000 naira. And you still have to buy food. You have to fuel your generator because it's always up NEPA, down NEPA. Is this what we should be doing right now? Nigeria, increasing the tuition of these students. Yeah. And when you finish the program, when you graduate, there is no assurance that you will have a job. And very soon now, they will start to say that these students are doing yahoo yahoo. Why won't they do yahoo yahoo? I'm not advocating that they should do yahoo yahoo, I beg. But I'm saying that this is why some of these students are turning to scammers. You get what I'm saying? By the way, a presidential convoy was passing by when these students were protesting. So the students refused to let them pass. You know the next thing they did? They started firing at these students to scare them away. Thankfully, nobody died, but some of them were injured. I said, you see, you don't shoot at students, no matter what. No, you don't shoot at them. In that kind of situation, the official was supposed to get out of the car and address the students. Hello, you will tell them that you feel their pain, that it is not right for the school to increase their tuition. Yes, and then you will promise them that in your capacity and in your official office, is that right? That you will talk to Mr. President about this issue. That is how you do it. I was once a student in Nigeria. Everybody will be so glad. We will start hailing you. You get what I'm saying? We will let you go like immediately. Instead, you fired at the students. If not that it is the Obafemi Awolowo of students, because they are even a little bit gentle. I remember when I was in school, when something like that happens, we won't just go away. We'll start throwing stones, so we'll be throwing stones until we break all the windshields, all the windscreen. We'll make sure that we storm that convoy until we break something, until the airbag comes out before we let you go. I'm telling you, I trust myself. Hey, wait a minute, that is my phone. Hello, who is this? I'm on air, shooting, keeping it real. Who are you? Sorry, my people. I'm very sorry, my people. Rebecca Edward from the university in Nigeria. Girl, it's been a long time. How you doing? Can I call you back though? Because I'm actually live shooting. There's this show I shoot. They call it Keeping It Real. What? You are watching this live? You are watching me? Yeah, you can see me. Rebecca, it's good to see you. But since you are watching me live, why do you have to call when I'm shooting my show? Rebecca, you have started. This is how you were acting in school, What? You want me to correct myself for what? What have I said? Oh, yes. No problem. I will make the corrections. Yeah, it's good to hear from you too. Yes. Bye-bye. Sorry, my people. That was a friend of mine when I was in the university in Nigeria. She called me to remind me that I was very gentle in school, that I never participated in any of the protests and riots. So she wants me to correct myself about the whole stoning convoy matter. I hope you're happy, Rebecca, that everybody knows I'm a wimp in school. Are you happy? But that doesn't mean I can't talk about what I've been talking about. So let's go back to what I was talking about. It's still not right. It's not right that they were firing at this student. Rebecca, just so you know, your call doesn't move me in any way. It doesn't affect me at all. Meanwhile, other countries are providing better facilities for their students. They're providing loans, scholarships, all kinds of scholarship. By the way, in this country, I found out you can get some scholarship based on your height. If you are below 5 feet, there are some scholarships that you can apply for. If you are as tall as whatever, there are some scholarships. You get all kinds of scholarships in this country, and in some places, education is free, at least until you get to university level. You get what I'm saying? And then you have several private universities in so many of these other countries, so that there would be serious competition. And then they have a lot of community colleges that are very, very affordable. When will we learn from others? Seriously, we are sending soldiers to chase our students as if they're animals, as if they're criminals. But you guys know I don't know anything. I beg, wait till be my own. I'm just keeping it true low. Still on Kenya, I know I've talked about Kenya a lot today, but you know, this is on a lighter note. One man continues on his mission to enter the Guinness World Record as the man to kiss the most women. Remember him? His goal is to kiss 1 million women. I'm talking about John Talewa. I am not making this up. The dude lives in Kenya. I've talked about him some months ago on this show about how he's trying to kiss 1 million women so he can enter the Guinness Book of World Record. And of course, people are already talking everywhere. You know how people are, eh? They like to gossip. They're already saying all kinds of stuff about this guy. You know, he's this, he's that. I said, people, give him a break. Give this guy a break, eh? I think that the guy is brave. Like seriously, I mean, to set out on a mission to kiss 1 million women is not an easy task. I'm telling you, it is not. So my brother, in case you are watching, I beg, give him some kudos. So yeah, kudos to you. You know, that is a challenging goal. But having said that, this week, I found out that John Talewa has kissed more than 2,800 women. Hey, I said, Che, that is God. Whoa. You are dreaming with 2,800 women. Only you. My brother. Hey, now only you waka come. And some of these kisses are serious kisses. So, you know, sometimes I know he pecks these women on the cheek. But, hey, check this out too. Check this out. Hey, you see what I'm saying? Hey, call it a woo. My friend, that is enough. That is enough, eh? You have started. I know you like things like that. Did I ask you to cover the whole screen with the kissing photo? But you know, I've been telling you that I have little children that are watching this show. So my brother, mind yourself. But wait a minute. Is that the guy's hand on the thing? Ooh la la. Hey, whoa. You see, I hope that her old man doesn't see this photo. Call it the word, put it down. I don't want any relationship to break up because of my show. What if her boyfriend or her husband sees this photo on my show? I beg, put the thing down, no? Put it down. See, wahala. You see, wahala. I've been telling you guys that this world is about to end. And why are these women letting him kiss them on their lips? A guy that has with 2,000 women and you do with him in the mouth. You are playing with fire. Are there not some diseases that you can get by kissing somebody? Yes, thank you, my brother. If you've kissed this man, just know that you've also kissed about 2,000 other women. Can I say that? Because, you know, maybe the saliva from these other women still remains just a little bit. Yeah, that's just nasty. That's nasty. Oh, by the way, he's not competing against anybody. So he can stop right now. He will still win the prize. He doesn't have to get to 1 million. It has taken him this long to get to 2,800. Hey, it's going to take a long time to get to 1 million. Don't you think? 2,800 is more than plenty. Trust me. I'm just wondering if the guy will be able to stop after winning the Guinness Book of World Records. And who knows, some of these women may be fantasizing about this guy. Now, you know how some women are, not all of us, but you know, they will start comparing him with their man. Oh my God, he is so good, like the way he was holding me, you know. So these girls are probably fantasizing, and then the guy has already moved on. Why are you putting yourself in that kind of situation? But I refuse to gossip about this guy. I refuse. Just because he wants to do something that no one has ever done. I said, go ahead, my brother. Good luck. Good luck, Jare. And let us know when you win, so that I can, show you on my show, and then we can share the money that you win from Guinness. Do well. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Zimbabwe, President Robert Mugabe has been feeling a little, wink wink lately. He's 90. So when someone is 90, your body starts to talk to you, telling you to slow down. And if you insist on ruling a country, your body would be like, no, I need a break. When the two of you start to fight, somehow somebody lands in the hospital. Well, he's been in and out of the hospital lately. Unfortunately, after being in power for more than 30 years, there is still not a single hospital in the whole of Zimbabwe that can treat Mr. President. You see, that alone is a huge problem. I still don't understand how you can be president for more than 30 years and not build one good hospital, one where you and your family can be treated. Seriously, that is not only wrong, that is actually stupid, like really stupid, especially when you're getting older. So as always, they had to fly him to Singapore just to get treated. And some people decided to take his photo when he got to the hospital. This is what happened.
What? No. What? You shouldn't take photo.
Public place.
No, you can't take photo.
Please.
Why?
Why not?
No, you shouldn't take photo.
It's a public place.
But you can't take photo.
Please.
I am so glad that the guy kept saying it's a public place. This is no longer Zimbabwe. I was surprised though that the wife of the president did not kick the photographer this time around. Remember when this woman beat up a British photojournalist in Hong Kong in 2009? You guys remember? She was like, ching, ching, ching. Oh! She went all Jackie Chan on that reporter that day, using her big wedding ring to bruise the guy's face while her bodyguards were holding him down. So I was really surprised that she was, gentle this time around. But you can't take photos, Don't take photos. But put that on the side. So Mugabe can also stand in the lobby, waiting to be treated like the rest of us regular people. Even if they later give him presidential treatment, he still has to go through protocol, like, the other patients. You see, this is what you get when you refuse to build good hospitals for your own people. Let's say that there were good hospitals in Zimbabwe. He may not even have to go all the way to the hospital. The doctors could actually come to the presidential villa to treat him if that were to be in Zimbabwe. Not be so, but no. He prefers to travel thousands of miles to go and get treated. Is that even smart? This is not just about Mugabe, by the way. This is about all these African presidents that have refused to provide basic amenities for their people. No good road, no water, no electricity, and no good hospitals. They don't know that they're hurting themselves. Because if Mugabe should die before getting to the hospital in Singapore, who do you blame? I'm not saying that the man should die, or don't quote me, waiting be my own. I'm just saying that it's about time that we learn and build good hospitals for our people, because we will also benefit if we build the good hospitals of international standard. That is what I mean. But waiting be my own. I don't know anything. I beg. I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Sudan. Many of you have probably heard about the 8-month pregnant woman who has been jailed for marrying a Christian man. It's absurd to me that Sudan would jail someone because of their religious choice. And an 8-month pregnant woman? Are you out of your minds? All these officials in Sudan, all of you, don't you have wives that have been pregnant in the past or presently pregnant? And if you don't have wives, you should at least have shame. Shame on you, all of you. Put a pregnant woman, 8-month-old pregnant, in prison. This beautiful 27-year-old woman has been in prison since the 15th of this month, and her baby is due on the 1st of June. You see, that means that she could go into labor anytime, any day. And not only is she in prison, they're not letting her husband take care of their first child, a 1.5-year-old son. They said because the father is a Christian, they won't let him see the son. So the son is also in prison with the mother. And guess what? This woman is shackled to to the floor inside the cell. The husband said that her ankles are bleeding, her legs are swollen up, and she's not given any medical attention. How cruel can you be? This just makes me, Sudan. Sudan, why is it that you don't have any good reputation whatsoever? And do you know that they refuse to acknowledge her wedding just because it's a Christian wedding? So according to them, she has committed adultery because she had a son out of wedlock, because her wedding was never recognized by the Sudanese law. I'm glad that the UN is not getting involved, as well as the US, because the husband is actually a US citizen. I just hope that they act fast, not just for her, but for many other women in her shoes. Now, Sudan, there is a problem here. If you only recognize one wedding, if they release this woman today, who knows who would be arrested tomorrow? And if her husband is not an American citizen, we may never hear of the story. So there is a problem with this law in Sudan. Until that law changes, nothing has really changed. So we're not just fighting for this lady to be released, we're also fighting that they have to change their law in Sudan. If you have not yet signed the petition for this woman to be released, please take a minute and sign the petition. More than 100,000 people have signed it. Be one of them, so that when they release her, you can say, at least you did your part. And Sudan, I'm watching you. Until you change your law, I'm watching you. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Now, before I leave, there's this video that I think that you guys should see. It's the video of American President Barack Obama taking a walk, just, casually in Washington, D.C. and saying hi to regular people. I was like, man, why wasn't I in Washington at a time like this? When you watch this video, I just want you to ask yourself, when will something like this happen in Nigeria, Of course, you would see that a lot of the security guards, they were about to have heart attack, trying to protect Mr. President. But I just think that it's wonderful that a president will feel free to walk among his people like he did. Take a look.
Yeah, you gotta catch folks by surprise. Can't be regular, can't be routine. Back to having all these folks take a break. It's for your birthday? Happy birthday. You're having a good visit. Thank you. Thank you. It'll be a wonderful ceremony. Well, we got some special White House M&Ms for you. You can't come away empty-handed. All right. What's going on, guys? America! Freedom! Peace! Hope and charity!
President, how are you?
I'm Dan Bishop. Dan, good to see you.
Can we get a picture with you?
Good to see you.
Camden.
Good to see you, Camden. Brandon, Camden, Brandon. Anna, good to see you.
Are you real?
Yes, I am. I'm not wax. You, what's your name? Good to see you, Patrick.
Oh my God.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ryan.
Good to see you, Ryan. How are
I'm
you?
here and I'm so
Good to
excited.
see you. Well, give me a hug.
Oh.
I'm glad you're excited.
Oh,
I'm excited.
can I get a picture?
Yes, you
oh
can.
my gosh, it's like the best day of my life. Oh,
Yeah, you got to get in there,
oh
Ryan.
come on, Ryan.
Come on.
Oh, Pat, do you want one too?
Come on, Pat.
Yeah, I'll
You
get
get
it.
to see.
I'll
He'll
take
take
it
it.
for you.
He'll take it.
Oh my
Come
gosh.
on.
Someone's going to think you're like wax.
Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'ma see y'all later. Peace out.